Rodriguez. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, we are so excited to have you. I cannot wait to learn so much about your program and how fascinating you are. But first, before I learn about you, everybody knows we love David. David will be out for a couple of weeks, but our prayers and everything goes with David, and he will be back. We love him, and we can't wait till you come back. Let me just say that, David. So let's go. Alexandra Rodriguez joined CAST School Networks in August 2021. A native of San Antonio, Alex is driven, service oriented, professionally working towards meaningful and purposeful career and life. Ooh, I love that. She has a proven experience in organizational development, public relations, communications, social media, events, management. Man, she is amazing. Let me just tell you, you guys need to hit her up after the show because hopefully she'll give us more of her information so we can get with her. Of course, I lost my train of thought. Okay, Alja earned her bachelor's in arts and communication degree from the University of Texas in San Antonio. As the school's only fourth-generation student, whoop, whoop, she returned to UTSA to continue her education, where she earned a master's in business administration. Education has always played an important role in her life. I feel that she said, I learned, hopefully we can learn more about this. I learned that knowledge is power and leads to more opportunities and success. Being a part of an organization, cultivate innovation and unique environment for future, extremely rewarding. Oh my God, she is grateful to be a part of the CAST. Ooh, I cannot wait to learn about CAST, and is committed to the mission and preparing students for college, career, and life. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. Well, first, obviously, thank you and Dr. Johnson for collaborating to put these kinds of episodes together. I think they're so important for the community to learn more about what industry partners are doing locally. So, I guess we can go ahead and start off with the mission and vision of CAST.
Yeah,
So CAST,
but first, I want to ask, what is CAST? So we know, is it an acronym or that is just it?
Right. So CAST stands for Centers for Applied Science and Technology. And we're a nonprofit organization that partners with independent school districts. We have 6 career-themed high schools across San Antonio that are all geographically located to meet San Antonio's industry demands and needs.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. So now that we have that out there, if you guys have any questions while she is talking or through the comment, I will put up the questions, but I am super excited to learn more. So where do you want to start?
Yeah, so our mission and vision. So our mission is to maximize opportunities while preparing them for college, career, and life. And so in the beginning, we promise our students that they will graduate high school with at least one meaningful work-based learning experience, in addition to graduating with 9 college credit hours and industry-based certifications as well. So those are all able to be obtained by students while they're in high school before graduation. So if they choose college and or career, they have the option of doing that and have some experience under their belt while kicking the tires through work-based learning experience, which we'll talk about later on.
Yeah. So CAS has connections. You got to have a lot of connections to be able to do something like that.
Exactly. So we were co-created with industry partners. So our various partners include HEB, Frost Bank, USAA. We've got a few others who have all kind of come together. Specific people from those industry in areas of industry have come together to kind of co-create curriculum for students. They advise on industry-based certificates. So at each of our campuses, we have advisory boards. So those advisory boards are composed of each of these industry partners who contribute to this kind of these kinds of suggestions for industry-based certifications and curriculum, and how we could continue to make the CAS model a little more innovative. And so they're partners in that with us, and we're very grateful to them for all of their support.
That's really dope. Let me just say how dope that is, because we envision this connection all the time in middle school, but to have it already in the high school, I love that. Just that idea is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And so we also do that through job shadowing experiences and work-based learning. And also part of our initial goal was to help San Antonio and their economic mobility strategy. And so we do that through creating basically a talent pool for San Antonio, where we can, create homegrown talent to help meet industry needs and demands. And so all of our schools are career themed, 6 career themed high schools and 1 K through 12 that we have. And we just launched our newest middle school, Cast Imagine, which is going to be co-located with Cast Med High School. And so we're very much looking forward to that. That'll be 6th and 8th grade next school year. So we're looking forward to
Wow.
that too.
That is fun. You guys are really expanding.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow. So, okay, where do you want to go next? You have so many topics on here.
Right. I guess we could go ahead and talk about San Antonio's economic mobility strategy. So we partner with Greater SATX, SA Works, Family Service. So all of these kind of workforce development programs that are all driven toward the same mission. So that is to create talent and retain talent here in San Antonio. And we're doing that through our career themed high schools. So we have Advanced Learning Academy, we have Cast Tech, which is a business, user experience and design entrepreneurship school. We have Cast STEM, which is engineering and advanced manufacturing. We have Cast Lead, and that is an e-commerce, retail and hospitality and tourism school. Cast Med is a health professional school, and Cast Teach, which we just opened, and that is a school for educators. So we're growing all of these students to become, major change makers in their field, and starting early. So we're catching them as early as possible to get them on that trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, that is such a need, right? So now I can see a different partnership, right? A partnership where people are pulling educators from you or pulling future engineers or entrepreneurs, from you to work in the current industry. How do you see that coming in the next year or two? Like, this is a big deal.
Right. So we actually, all of our partners will hire our students. So whether they're hiring for internships or full-time jobs, it just depends. But this is kind of something I like to touch on called the long interview. So the long interview is where students have an opportunity to intern while in high school, or, even after for that matter. But the purpose is to really grow them within that organization so that eventually, the long interview is that they become part of that team long-term. And it's a great, retention and recruitment strategy for these industry partners, which has proven to be successful with many of our alumni already. So
Yeah. Oh my goodness, alumni. Like, how many years has this been a thing?
So ALA, Advanced Learning Academy, is going on its 8th year. And we have, as of this year, we'll have over 860 alumni. And so we're growing really quickly. And actually, it's kind of a funny story. The way that I heard about Cast is through Jean Russell. And Jean Russell, I've been a long time fan of hers. She's our executive director. And my brother went to ALA. And so just kind of finding out about what they did, that way, and just seeing how hands-on their projects are and how collaborative they are with industry was really intriguing to me. So she's been fabulous, and she's, really the pioneer of all of this work. And it takes a really strong team, to help students pursue these really important opportunities. So I'm grateful to be a part of it.
Oh my God, I can't imagine how many systems you have working all at once just to get this running and moving.
Right.
Wow. So I feel like we're jumping the gun, but somebody on Facebook said, how can other schools be a part of, I'm even thinking about how can my kids be a part of this amazing program?
Yeah, so we're open enrollment, free tuition, and there are no requirements or any testing on the student's behalf, promoting them to enroll or get in. But I will say that we serve as a model implementer. So I'm not sure whether or not they're coming from an industry or a parent perspective, but we serve as a model implementer. So Advanced Learning Academy initially wasn't part of the Cast Schools network. And so we kind of adopted them in because we had such aligned missions. And so we have a really special partnership with school districts, with ISDs. We're actually in 4, so Northside, East Central ISD, Southwest ISD, and SA ISD. And
Nice.
Senate Bill 1882 permits us to have that kind of relationship. So, but in
Wow.
terms of becoming a part of CAST, it would be through SB 1882, I would say.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
also offer so many different resources. So listed on our website, which I love our website because it's just filled with so much great data and resources that are available to other school systems who are trying to implement this exact model,
Nice.
project-based learning model, same curriculum. So
Oh my
lots of
God.
resources available.
I love this already. So, what about maximizing opportunities? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. So, as I mentioned earlier, we promise our students that they graduate with at least one meaningful work-based learning experience. So that could be defined by the student, but we're trying to standardize the process a little bit more in terms of defining what a meaningful work-based learning experience is.
Yeah.
And so internships, something that we've actually started to kind of integrate a little bit more is apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships while in high school. And so we work really closely with specific partners on that. City of San Antonio, of course, they're ready to work essay program. We're actually hosting an event on May 9th around this new kind of idea around apprenticeships and why it's important that students understand what opportunities lie ahead of them after their graduation so they can learn and earn while also gaining experience, of course, and being placed on that trajectory. And so, but yeah, I hope that answers the question about how other schools can become, yeah. And so, but in terms of work-based learning experience, so
Yeah.
all of our partners are really gracious to offer, we have some board members as well on our nonprofit board who offer those kinds of experiences for our students. And like I mentioned in the long interview, internships for students will turn into jobs long term. So, but yeah, that's a little bit about what we do in terms of work-based learning, and also job shadowing experiences is a big thing that we do, and site visits. So we work closely with SA Works and Greater SATX on that.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. So, I mean, we have a question. So, can you give me an example of what a student class day looks like, or even a success story or a story that you want to share with our group?
Yeah, I think I'll share both. So an example
Thank
of a
you.
typical student workday, I'm not on the campuses, so I don't see exactly what the students' schedules look like. They are kind of like block schedules, like it just varies the periods.
Yeah.
And they also vary, based on grades. So freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And so, but typically I think I'll tackle our seniors just because I work more closely with them on the work-based learning experience. So seniors will do their classes. Um, and actually, our roadmap kind of goes as follows. So freshman year, all the students will have an opportunity to explore these different classes for the various pathways or within the various pathways. So it's kind of an opportunity for them to kick the tires their freshman year, and then
Yeah.
sophomore year, they'll officially declare which pathway they're most interested in. So just depending on the school. And so then for seniors, they'll have an opportunity at the end of the day to visit their employer and to put in hours for their internship that they might have. And then obviously project-based learning is really huge in our schools, and it's how all of our students learn. So throughout the entire school year, students have an opportunity to kind of create these solutions around issues that they see on their campus. And then at the very end of the year, we'll present in a PBL project-based learning showcase to industry partners and to parents. And it's really, really great. So it really depends too, because we also have a
Yeah.
bunch of guest speakers who come in and speak to the students. So today we had Lorenzo Gomez III. He's an author here in San Antonio. Speak
Yeah.
to students about his new book, The Bully in Your Pocket. So it really just varies. And we always try to, incorporate events that are exciting for our students too, so that they have something to look forward to.
Oh
And
my
our team
God,
does
how
a really
fun.
great job of arranging all of those events as well.
How fun. That is so cool. All right, so we're going to move on because I can ask you questions all night long, literally. So, like new developments, and what is your current focus?
Yeah, so our actually before Cast Imagine, so we just launched that school,
Mhm.
and Cast Teach was our most recent at the time, and so that's a school that is geared towards students who'd like to become teachers or educators or coaches. And so they do really great projects throughout the school year too. They do something called teacher takeovers. So we have a special partnership with UTSA and a few other, schools within the North Side district. And so students, now freshmen and sophomores who are at Cass Teach, they'll grow into junior and senior year in the next 1 or 2 years. Will have an opportunity to go to elementary schools to teach students and actually create lesson plans in collaboration with the elementary school teachers. So things like that are really great at Cass Teach. We're also working on the apprenticeship model. So I mentioned that briefly earlier, and we're working closely with the city of San Antonio on that. And this is really to provide students with an opportunity to, so we emphasize college and career, as I mentioned, and it's great for students who are not sure about whether they want to go to college immediately after graduation.
Right.
So while they're in high school, they would have already had an internship or industry recognized certificate to kind of help them on their path into the workforce. And so this is just a great introductory kind of system and way of introducing them to the workforce. And so we do that with Empower is another really great group, and Accenture, of course. Accenture Foundation has an apprenticeship program.
Nice.
And so we partner with these folks who, give these opportunities to students, and we're just kind of opening their minds to understand what it means to learn while you earn in high school and upon graduation. So those are just some of our most recent developments. And I think as far as work-based experience goes, it's just a really great way for them to get a head start.
Man, that is nice. So, okay, a couple of things. So, do you have a student that like a success story, like what a child that you can think in your mind that's like, oh my God, this child is cast all the way, and what they have accomplished is just breathtaking. Can you share one of those?
We have a few, and I'll mention Hezron because Hezron Bettis, I just saw him yesterday. He was at a panel for industry partners and alumni. We hosted a really great group from Empower Schools at the Cass Tech campus. And so Hezron Bettis was a graduate of the inaugural class at Cass Tech. And it's really amazing. So he was valedictorian of his class, and while in high school decided to, explore all these different internship and job opportunities. So Eric Nieves is one of our nonprofit board members. He's the founder of +1 Robotics.
Wow.
He got wind of, an opportunity with +1 Robotics. So he jumped at the opportunity and became an intern there. And upon graduation, they kept him on as an intern after that. And so he's graduating from UTSA this year, 2 years early.
Oh my gosh.
Computer science degree because of all the dual credits that he was able to obtain while in high school. And so he's been with +1 Robotics. He's actually their longest employee. He's been there for 4 years. And so Eric loves to tell that story too. It's just such that connection between, industry partners, and being able to tell that story to other industry partners is just a way to demystify that our high school students are extremely skilled and capable of working for employers like this. So,
and then to have the alumni
stories that we have. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then the alumni, for the alumni to reach back in and realize that, hey, we can work with our students and we can bring them on board as well.
Yeah. So
not the alumni, the board and the alumni, right?
Well, yeah. So I'm glad that you brought that up because we just launched our alumni advisory board this past school year. So we have alumni who kind of come together and ideate on ways to become a little more engaged on the campus. So where they graduated from, they're obviously welcome to participate in campus-based events on other campuses as well. But the reason that we did that is just so that we could really tap into the strengths that they have and what they have to offer now that they're alumni and either in college or have joined the workforce. And so to have them as mentors for our current high school students is really great. But also for them to be engaged in on-campus events is important as well. So
yeah. Oh my gosh. I am so pumped about this. This is like this is what we envision that is happening now. I think in schools, we're like, we want this now in every school. We just see the power in this. So I'm so excited that you came to share this. I wonder, like, where do you see the company going in the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, last year we said that we were going to take a little bit of a break, but then we opened up our Cast Imagine School. So I just think, and I'll go back to what I mentioned earlier too about the team, working with people who are so driven, mission driven, and so aligned just really makes the dream happen. And, Cast Imagine being one of those dreams, when it was only in our imaginations that something like that could exist for students. So we're capturing them even earlier than high school because it's important that we feed these students into these pathways to help meet San Antonio's economic mobility needs and overall strategy. So I don't know whether or not we're putting a pause on it right now, but I won't speak too soon because we may have another surprise in store.
Oh, hopefully you come back and tell us, right?
You'll hear her first.
Okay, there you go. I love that. And I guess you are just so fascinating. How did you become a part of this just fascinating project? Is this something you always wanted?
I feel like the common thread in my entire career has been very aligned with education. And so, Jean Russell, like I mentioned, I'm a huge fan of her still, and she just knows what she's doing. And I feel like when you find that kind of culture and dynamic and environment, you gravitate towards it. And so I jumped at the opportunity when I saw that Cast was hiring. And, I've been there for 3 years now, and I'm just really grateful to be a part of all of this development and, all these success stories.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it so much that I want to do a follow-up just because I'm interested in like how this system will morph because I see it definitely growing in the future.
Right. And that's our goal, really. Yeah. Our goal is to be that model implementer to help others adopt these kinds of programs and curriculum and experiences for students, because it's too, almost while they're, after graduation, you don't get to capture them as early as you were able to all in high school or in 6th and 8th grade. So it's important that we prioritize them and give them all the opportunities that we can.
Yeah, no. Okay, so okay, I know we gotta go and we have like 7 more minutes, but I do kind of want to ask, like, what can others do to just learn about, and where do we go to find out about, or just to do more research on Cast, or
For sure. Yeah. So if you're interested in Cast, I would go to our website first. We have a bunch of registration forms for campus tours. And also we're kind of standardizing the process a little bit more in terms of how on-campus or campus-based events work. And so we're going to drive all of our partners to specific events. So for example, Cast Tech just hosted their senior showcase, which is the PBL presentation showcase. And, we drove partners to that, and it's an opportunity for them to really see what kind of hands-on projects our students are working on. And also resources are a biggie for us. So we have a huge page of resources that you can go to for toolkits, different kinds of toolkits that our team has created. So college and career toolkits. We've created toolkits for mentorship and internship. So if you're an employer who's interested in hosting an intern, we have toolkits for you, and also connections to other partners who have done this kind of work previously to kind of help them build out that plan. So we can tailor any and every experience for a partner who's interested in learning more about Cast or would like to participate.
Oh my God. So we can get an intern? Like,
oh,
really?
Yeah, sure. And we have to walk too. So it's important to us that we express that and emphasize that we walk the walk. So we also hire interns at Cast, and, we make sure to pay them, more than enough. So
yeah, well,
it's a great experience for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just the fact they're getting paid, and then they get to do what they love, and this project.
And a lot of them use it to support their families. So yeah.
This is so great. This is what I really love is the fact that I get to learn so much about great companies like yours that's out there. If you had a lasting something that you can share with our viewers, any last thoughts, anything you want them to do, any actions you want them to take, what would it be?
Yeah, well, I would say you could start by getting involved, today. I mean, go to our website and look at our resources I mentioned. We're looking for mentors because we're starting a mentorship program across all of our schools next year. So all 10th graders will have an experience to have had at least one meaningful mentoring relationship while in high school as well. And in terms of, work-based learning experience, if you're interested in hosting an intern, I would say, CAST is the first place that you should look because our students are more than equipped with the skills and knowledge to contribute to you and your employer organization.
Oh, wow. Okay, so how does everybody out there in the world, I see we have a large group tonight. How do we find you? Is there
Yeah,
an
so
email or, yeah.
yeah, castschools.com is our website. And then I listed it in info at castschools email, which is our general email that typically goes to me. So I'll, answer any kind of questions you all might have about the program or about how you might be able to get involved.
Okay, well, I mean, I enjoyed this conversation. I really did. I hope you guys did. She is fascinating. And hopefully we can bring her back on to see the secret because I want to know all about like what's happening next because I can only imagine this getting better and bigger.
Thank you so much for your time, Cassandra. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So until next time, talk to you later.
Sounds great. Bye.